We're finally ready to update the media slider with the new images your client sent through the intake form, and we'll be doing so with the Update Rows API call. As you can see, this is a put request, meaning we'll be sending data over to the Duda server. And based on the description of the Update Rows call, the data we're sending over must include the ID of each individual row, which we retrieved in our last step, along with all other existing fields, so not just the new image links, but the image title and description as well. Now you have a couple of options to format the data, or JSON object. You can either copy the sample data provided in the API documentation and then look at the Get Collection step to help you correctly construct the JSON object using the data under Values from the data output. Or you can use a tool like Postman, which helps you test any API. Postman will retrieve the same data we just saw in the Get Collection step we made in Zapier, but it will already be formatted the way we need to send it back. So if you're a bit newer to APIs, I recommend doing it this way. Just to jog your memory, we use the Get Collection call, which is a GET request that needs a site alias and the collection name in the URL. Set up your request just as we set it up in Zapier. Here, I'll be hard-coding the site alias that was returned in the Create Site step, and we'll type in the name of the collection, paying close attention to the capitalization and spacing in the name. Then, head over to the Authorization tab and make sure to input your API credentials. And when you're ready, go ahead and hit Send to submit your request. Upon a successful call, you'll see a 200 OK status code. Under Body, you'll find the JSON object that the call returned. Scroll down until you see a values key and copy everything starting from and including the square bracket. This represents a list of items in the image collection, with each object, inside curly braces, corresponding to a row in the collection. Copy the list and then head back over to Zapier, where we'll add our final step. We're going to use a webhook again, and since we're sending over data, make sure to select the Custom Request option under Action Event. We're going to make a call to the Update Rows API call. So let's pull up our documentation to map this out correctly. The method is a put request, and the URL must include the site name or alias and the name of the collection. So let's fill out these fields. By now, this should all be familiar to you since we've done this a couple of times already. We'll add the site name from the Create Site step, and this time, instead of typing out the collection's name, I'll select the Get Collection call and choose the name field, ensuring we don't make any capitalization or spacing errors. Under Data, paste in the JSON object we just copied over from Postman. We're going to delete all these static values and map them to the fields we retrieved in previous steps, making sure those Zapier variables are placed within the quotation marks. So for the ID of the first row, search for and select the last step and select the appropriate ID. For the image title, select the trigger and look for the corresponding title. Remember, the trigger is that very first step we created, which is the form submission. You'll want to be careful here and make sure you're mapping out to the correct sample data. For the image, make sure you are selecting the link that shows Duda's CDN, which should be the output of your fifth step. And lastly, search for the image description, or tagline, under the trigger's output. Go ahead and repeat what we just did with the other two image objects. Then, enter your API credentials again, separated by a pipe. Finally, make sure to add application JSON as a header. And when you're ready, go ahead and test your step. If all goes well, you should see a success message in Zapier. And just to make sure everything worked correctly, visit the site and click Refresh. You'll see the media slider showcase your client's images instead of those stock photos we added originally. Make sure everything looks correct, and when you're ready, head back to Zapier to rename the final step and publish the flow. And there you have it. Congratulations. You now know how to pull images captured from a form and push them into a collection that populates a media slider. Keep in mind, these same principles can be applied to other list-based widgets, like photo galleries, accordion widgets, and even your own custom widgets. More importantly, you now have an understanding of how to make calls to Duda API in Zapier, so you can automate and streamline your workflows, saving time and ensuring accuracy when managing and updating your Duda site content.